the line lock I got is one I got off Amazon. I had to buy some of these adapters too, because I guess the brake lines won't go right into the line lock. It looks like it's boxed pretty well, so hopefully this one isn't too bad. I'll put a link to the Amazon ad in my description. Let's get to putting this line lock in. I think I'm going to mount it down here on the fender. And with this master cylinder, I think it's got these flex lines on it, so there should be enough play in it. I can just undo the one I need and run it over to wherever I decide to mount this line lock. And then from the line lock back up to the master cylinder. I'm going to use some blue Loctite. Works really good for sealing threads. Yep, should have enough line to reach it over here and thread it into there. This factory fitting has a section here with no threads on it, and there's not enough there for me to get my adapter on it, so I'm going to have to cut this line, put this one on that has threads the whole way, and reflare this so it'll be able to thread into my adapter. I do have a better flare tool than this one, but I don't think I'd be able to get it in here, so for this part I'm going to have to use this one. This is just an old Harbor Freight one I've had for years. It still gets the job done. This line lock doesn't have your layered fittings on the inside of there, so you have to first screw these adapters into it, which it didn't come with, so if you're going to order one of these, get yourself some adapters. Then once those are in there, then you can screw your flare fittings into those. I'm going to do the same thing on these that I did on the other plugs, and I'm going to put some blue Loctite on them, make sure that they're all sealed up. Just get them kind of snug, and once it's on the truck, I'll push some pressure to my brakes and see if it leaks. Go ahead and get a brake line back up to the master cylinder. First thing I'm going to do is take a piece of wire and give me an idea of how I want this brake line ran. So now that I got this piece of wire telling me about how I want my bends, I'm going to go ahead and take this brake line and the piece is bent. You have this little cheap Harbor Freight bender, but 9 times out of 10 I end up just doing it by hand. Got to be real careful and gradual and try not to put any kinks in it. We'll see if we can get this one into a sharp 90. Even that almost puts a little kink in it. Do the first bend and then slowly just work that corner. It's not hard to do it by hand. Pretty close. This is a real tool for cutting your brake lines. Turn it, tighten it, turn it, tighten it. Keep doing that until got it cut. There's a pretty good cut on it. Now to flare it. If you're flaring a lot of brake lines, doing a lot of brakes, do yourself a favor and go to Eastwood or Beaver. Get you one of these flaring tools. They're awesome. First you start off, tells you right on here, what positions and what sizes. You'll start off with 0. Go ahead and get that flat. Tighten that down. You find the size you're using. Position 1. Position 2. Perfect flare every time. And get the power lines ran into the truck and start wiring up my switch. I put a separate fuse box in this truck when I put it in just to run the truck's lights and stuff like that. I have a couple extra, so I think I'm just going to take one of these that I have extra and use that for my power. Got my power to the switch, and the high for the fan is actually this one on the left side, which it does. There it is. Oh, it seems to be working. I'm going to go ahead and get them bled and see if I got it right. It'll feel stiff. Nothing there. And we got it.